55%. That's the rate that American farmers have been declaring bankruptcy over and above last year. 55% more bankruptcies of American farmers. And it's the conditions, the economic conditions that are contributing to it. A lack of a workforce, a lack of labor, tariffs, I mean, the whole 9 yards. You know, everything this administration has done is contributing to these people losing everything. They're losing the farm, right?
There's no strategy. I have no strategy.
I heard y'all farmers was mad that Trump doing you wrong. I see y'all making these videos. Some of y'all turning your flags upside down and you saying, nah, this what you get, farmers. I'm not. And then I heard some of you farmers are actually setting other black farms on fires because you jealous of black farmers because they had to get theirs out the mud, but you need some workers on your. I just find it funny. Who y'all thought was gonna come and work on them farms now? Come on now.
What's up, you all? Thanks for clicking on today's video. So it's not only about Texas farmers regretting their votes and everything that is happening to them right now. It's about what people, including the Texas farmers themselves, have to say about the recent election and the new government. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's dive in.
Who y'all thought was gonna come and get those jobs? This is what y'all wanted because y'all wanted to vote for Trump blindly for absolutely no reason, and guess what? This is what you get. So now a lot of y'all businesses are going out of business. You farmers are crying. You're mad. And guess what? I find it very beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing that you guys are getting finessed. It is hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me.
Hey, Nebraska, is this you? Come on up to the front of the classroom. I have some information for you.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So I know that when you elected Donald Trump, you decided to put all of your apprehensions aside and elect a person who was clear about his intentions. He was going to get rid of undocumented immigrants, which would cause your primary industry, the agriculture industry, to go down. Then he decided to do away with the farm subsidies, basically welfare, that would just annihilate farmers in Nebraska.
So it's come to my attention that the farmers who literally voted for Trump and voted for their own demise, who currently have crops sitting in their field that are rotting, and the farmers who are burning their own fields due to the crops rotting, they're thrown for a loop. And I guess they're thrown for a loop because they thought that once they got rid of the illegal immigrants, that black people were going to be out in the fields picking their fucking crops. Because they think that we don't have jobs, that I guess we sit around on our asses all day. And I think it's so crazy because they really don't understand that black people are very educated. They don't understand that a lot of us possess a college education, and that we're qualified to do other jobs. They really think that we sit around taking advantage of the government all day.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates, where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy, and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways, and I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years, major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
There's no strategy. I have no strategy.
I'm a supporter of President Donald Trump. Voted for him in this election and the last and the one prior to that. However, President Trump is about to allow JBS, the world's most corrupt beef organization, to become publicly traded in America. President Donald Trump will be the president that allows for the complete destruction of the small, independent family farms and cattle ranches. If surprise, 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 he allows this to go through. The SEC has already approved it. Now we're just waiting a mere few days for them to allow it on the stock exchange. Surprise, 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 surprise. And what's concerning is we haven't heard a word from the Secretary of Agriculture about this. We haven't heard any of the large cattle organizations that represent cattlemen speak out about this. They claim to represent cattlemen. The truth is they only represent the big guys. They're bought and paid for by the same organizations, JBS, Cargill, Tyson, National Beef, all the collusion that's happening. Go do a very simple search and you'll see the millions and millions, and tens upon millions of dollars that these companies have been ordered to pay for collusion and price fixing, which has cost us our family farms and ranches. And what that costs us as the people who aren't family farms and ranches is a stable food system. As much as I'm a supporter of many of the other things that Trump is doing, anything else in the world that we're working to accomplish and achieve doesn't matter when you have famine and you starve to death. So, Mr. President, I love you. I appreciate you. It is our job as citizens to hold you accountable. And whoever you've got in your circle, they ain't speaking truth because you're about to put us in a whole world of hurt. Folks, I need you to share this. This is urgent. We've only got a mere few days, and we need millions of people to put pressure to stop this, or it's going to be it'll be a much harder fight to come back from. Thanks, everybody.
There's zero strategy.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, after the white farmers voted against their own interest, after the white farmers voted for deportation, we are now seeing majority of white farmers, they are really suffering. Majority of them, they are going bankrupt. We have been seeing Texas farmers, they are really coming out and crying. We have been seeing Nebraska's farmers, they have been coming out and crying. And also in the rural farmers, the rural farmer also, they have been going bankrupt simply because they are regretting for voting for this administration. So these people, they knew very well, the people who were really helping them in the farms, they are immigrant people, and these people, they still went ahead and vote for deportation. After voting for deportation, right now they are seeing that the people who were helping them in the farms, they are not showing up. Those immigrant people who were helping them in the farms, they are not showing up. So these immigrant people, because they are not showing up in the farms, we have been seeing the crops in their farms that it has been rotting. There's no people who are coming out to pick the crops in the farms. And also we have been seeing, because of that, majority of them, they have been going bankrupt. The crops, it is rotting in the farms. And also we saw these people how they were celebrating when DJT came with tariff. These people, they knew that DJT tariff will not affect them, but right now we have been seeing majority of them, they are crying because of the DJT tariff. So these people right now, they are begging black people for help. But you know guys, black people, they are now sending their reaction towards these people. Right now they are now realizing that they did a mistake. So I want us to watch this video and see how black people, they have come out and react towards these farmers who they are really begging help from black people. So kindly guys, watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle.
Texas farms just lost 100% of their workers overnight. Crops are rotting in the field, livestock is dying, immigration raids are collapsing American agriculture. Americans are about to learn what the actual cost of food really is. And agriculture is the economic foundation for most of these rural Texas towns, so unless these workers are undisappeared immediately, these towns are going to collapse. The cultural reality is the security versus self-direction cultural conflict, and Americans are security obsessed, demanding immediate border controls and mass deportations without considering the consequences. And now they will pay the price, literally in the form of higher food prices. America has got to get back to its foundation of self-directed culture, in which states, localities, and individuals make their own decisions rather than being dictated by the federal government. Because the economic reality is that undocumented workers make up 50 to 70% of U.S. agricultural labor, because Americans won't do farm work, and even if they were willing to, farmers can't pay American wages and stay profitable. And we've seen this before. Operation Wetback in the 1954 saw mass deportations and an agricultural crisis. The Barro Serra program, which ended in 1964, resulted in decades of farm labor shortages. Every immigration crackdown created high food prices because farms had no workers. So what's next? More farms shutting down, ever-increasing food prices, and if Republicans don't reverse this, at a certain point, the U.S. is going to have to import food to feed its own people. Rural Texas voted for Trump, and Texas, you will reap what you sow. Join us for more economic political analysis at culturalperspective.com.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisiana, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farms. Don't count me to it. Because if 2025 was a checklist, hey.
Okay, I will bite, but to be clear, I did not want to talk about him just yet. I am not ready. But I've seen the videos, I've seen the comments of people who understandably like him. But here's the thing, I am not ready to handcuff myself to a stance or an opinion or a judgment on a man who came out of nowhere. What I will say is that I 100% understand the appeal, the excitement, and general energy around someone who is not a career politician. I get seeing him as a good old Texas boy that could win over some Republicans. And like, I'm from East Texas. I'm an East Texas girl. So I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah. However, I do have hesitancies about Mr. Bobby Cole because I have only seen videos from paid influencers. And here's the thing with that. It's a strategy. It's one that works. It makes sense in many respects. It causes alarm bells to ring when you come out of nowhere and you pay people to talk about you right off the bat. But with that being said, I do understand if you are a nobody, you need some support. So it's like there's a double-edged sword here. However, again, I don't want to speak on it or make any concrete feelings until we see how it plays out, because like I need to see authentic, genuine feelings about him, not paid influencer videos. And I need to see more from him. What else I can say at this moment is just I genuinely favor and think a candidate with some sort of already established support, some sort of name recognition, has a better shot at winning in Texas. There's 18 million eligible Texans. In the last governor's race, roughly, I think like 9 million voted. That's still a hell of a lot of people to reach and to win over in a year. So at this moment in June 2025, I question the feasibility and I question, dare I say, the authenticity. I am nor right nor wrong. I am just a mere girl who is waiting to see how it plays out.
So why is this important? Why should you care? Well, what happens when a family declares bankruptcy is that their property is sold in a sheriff's auction to satisfy creditors. So they lose their property. It's fire sailed. And, you know, if they've got a $1 million loan on the 1,000 acres they got, and they get $500,000 for the property, well, they're on the hook for another $500,000. We're talking about generations that have farmed land, that have been farmers their entire lives, losing everything because they can't sell a product overseas. I mean, most of our corn and grain is sold to other countries, and the tariffs are making it more expensive than other options. So they can't sell what they've farmed for decades or centuries. So what's the end run here? Why is this happening? Well, my speculation is that there's large, massive farming operations out there, very large corporations that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of acres. For example, the King Ranch. And 25 years ago, they had 1 million acres and several 100,000 head of cattle. And they're looking to expand. So how do you expand cheaply? Well, what you do is you get somebody to pass legislation that's going to make family farms, file bankruptcy. And then instead of giving them fair market value for it, you can just buy the land in foreclosure. So, well, out of bankruptcy. So that's the end run here. That's what all these policies are doing, is simply gutting family farmers to allow corporations to get farmland cheaply. It's a shame. It's sad. It's shameful. But that's what this administration is going for, you know. Line the pockets of the big corporations, the big farmers, and shaft us.
Me and my friends have been doing research into this Bobby Cole person who we had never heard of before yesterday. Because, like, who is this man and who sent him? Where's the money coming from? We have questions. I'm referring to Bobby Cole as the Marlboro Man, and that is the intended look. They wanted this kind of rugged Texas look. I feel like, again, that it was trying to fulfill these stereotypical viewpoints people have of Texas. So a friend last night was like, how is he funding this, and how big is this doggone ranch? So Cron.com, not Houston Chronicle, Cron, the other website, they had a very brief interview with him yesterday. It was like the only one I saw yesterday. I didn't see anything from any like the big newspapers here in Texas, Texas Tribune, Houston Chronicle, Dallas Morning News. I didn't see anything from those. Anywho, so within that, they said that he is from Houston, Texas, was born here and grew up in Friendswood, and at some point as an adult moved to Quitman, Texas. He's also been a firefighter, but he owns this ranch in Quitman. So again, my friend's like, how big is the ranch? So listen. I know how to get into Texas property records. They are all public. Listen, I know how to figure out I said tomorrow morning I'll be on top of that. So this morning I woke up, get to Wood County, Texas, and I started digging into property records for one Bobby Cole. Now here's a surprise. There are 2 Bobby Coles in this county that own a lot of land. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of land, all right? And so I was like, now I'm not sure which Bobby is our Marlboro Man, but if these 2 are related, whoever inherits the other Bobby stuff stands to have a huge amount of money. I need to dig and figure out what's Bobby's wife's name. That'll help me figure out which one of these Bobbies is him. So let me get the names right. So first we have Bobby A. Cole. Bobby A. Cole has $5.3 million in property. That's the appraised value. And remember, in Texas, our property taxes are crazy. So we try to get those appraised values down. So we can probably sell it more than what it's been appraised for. And it's different parcels of land that I think are all connected based off the addresses. So he has 5.3 million. So that's our Bobby, 5.3 million. There's another Bobby, Bobby E. Cole. And this Bobby has 2.6 million. So literally half of what the Bobby A has, Bobby E has. So either one, if this is the Bobby, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. I thought it was crazy that he had literally half. It almost seemed like it was intentional. So he has $2.6 million worth of property, and then Bobby A has $5.3 million worth of property. Other friend was digging, and she did say that he had been voting in Democratic primaries, which is in Texas, you don't register by party, but what you do is that you can see which primaries you were active in. And so he has voted in Democratic primaries, but she saw that he hadn't voted in recent primaries, which is also concerning. Other thing, what else? What's gonna say? I think that's all I have for now, but
just a note, this is, hear me. This is not shade to content creators. They have to make money. They're out here. This work is a lot. People got bills to pay, and you know, they've got to make money. But I want y'all to know something. Take it how you want to. The FTC does not require people to post paid promotion when you're promoting like a candidate or an idea. It's goods and services what the FTC is worried about. This has been something that the Republicans have definitely used to their benefit. Other lobbying groups like Israel have used to their benefit as well. So just be aware of that there's not we are getting more rules about that. Texas, one of our ethics committees issued some rules on that here recently because Kim Paxton was paying influencers to like talk about him during the impeachment. Stuff like that. But typically you do not have to know if that is paid. I will be honest here and tell y'all that I have done like one paid post like that. And I kept being like, this feels icky. Shouldn't you say it's paid? Like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to. In the post, it didn't feel weird. It felt icky because I like to disclose that. But it didn't feel weird in the sense that the topic was something I talk about all the time. So I was like, yeah, I always talk about that. So it was like, it was organic in that way. And it wasn't for a candidate because I would have to actually like that candidate to do that. I just wouldn't just do that out of nowhere. And typically if you are paying people, there's a goal there. So just throwing that out there, that you should be aware of that as you're looking at these candidates that come out of nowhere, that there are means to pay content creators to do that. And we're not going to shame the content creators because we're going to hope that whatever they're getting paid to do is in line with what they would already do. I'm not going to shame them, but I want y'all to be mindful of that as you're looking at content.
But wait, there's more. Those two things are just the tip of the iceberg. I was told from a well-placed source that you guys are considering bankruptcy in the not-so-distant future. They said 6 months or so. So if you combine all of that bad news with these people deciding to vote against you who desperately need health care, they are and will and have voted for a framework of a budget that would basically annihilate Medicaid in your state. Let me give you a secret. I don't know if you know this, but over 341,000 residents in Nebraska are on Medicaid. That represents $3.7 billion of revenue, of money, of spending that goes to the state of Nebraska for healthcare. And this is not just healthcare, just ad nauseum. This is healthcare that goes to take care of patients and then also goes to fund hospitals in a rural state, hospitals that are desperately needed. Now, this is the kicker. Of that $3 billion or so that goes into the state, the federal government picks up 69%. In essence, only 30% of that money you have to contribute. But the problem is, since you're going bankrupt and all, you're not going to be able to contribute that. You have come into the zone of FAFO. Unfortunately, this map, is going to be your downfall.
When it comes to the white farmers who are losing all of their workers and are about to lose their farms, I say that's the way it was always meant to be. You were never meant to employ all these people for little to nothing / nothing when it comes to your ancestors and be able to make a profit off of it. It was never meant to be the cool rad thing that your family does for generations to make money. It was never honest work. It was never honorable. It was always tainted. It always involved holding people against their will to squeeze every single dime you could out of them, whether by force or by threat. It was always about that. And it was never right for this country to make that their foundation and their road to wealth. And so now that it's crumbling, we are returning to the original form of what things should have been. So there you go. I get that they work hard and some of these farms have been passed down from generation to generation. Well, for generation after generation, we've had all of the stuff that you have piled onto us passed down each and every time. I don't want anyone to suffer out here. I don't want anyone to be on the streets or lose their possessions or anything. And I don't want anyone to be exploited for their work either. I don't want anyone building off of the backs of people they deem less than human. So if you're already doing that and you lose the things that you've gained, if you're finally reaping what you sowed, so be it.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how black people, they have come out and sent their response towards the white farmers, the Texas farmer, Nebraska farmer, because right now they are calling help from black people, but black people, they have refused to go and help them. Instead of black people going and help them, the black people, they are telling them that you guys, you are the ones who bring this administration in office, so you knew exactly what it is going to happen. So why are you right now calling us black people to help you, and you are the ones who brought all this problem? So the black people, they are telling them that you need to deal with your own problem. So if you want the black people to go and help you in the farms, you need to, because you guys, you are the ones who vote for deportation. You vote for immigrant people who are helping them in the farms to be deported. So you guys, you need to bring your own people, bring the Maga people, bring your own family. in the farms to help you to pick the crops in the farms, to help you do your business in the farm. But you don't, black people, they are not coming to help you. You need to learn your own lesson. So the black people, they're telling them that these guys, they need to learn a lesson, so that next time they should not vote for racism, next time they should not vote for deportation, next time they should not vote against their own interests. So right now, these farmers, these white, these Maga people, they are now having a rude awakening. So guys, I want to read some of the comment here and see what people they have come out and read in my comment section. Remember, this is a part 2 video that I'm doing for how the Maga people, they are really crying. This is a part 2. I did a first part, and this is a second part, and I want to read some of the comment and see what people they have come out and say in the comment section. So this one saying that Maga stand in the sun 6 hours to see Trump speak, but they can't pick blueberries all day. Yeah, so this one is saying that these Maga people, they were standing 6 hours in the sun seeing DJT speaking, but right now these people, they cannot just stand to in their farms to pick the blueberries. So they want black people to come and help them to pick the blueberries in the farm. Black people, they have refused. So this one is saying that it's not because we have better jobs, it is because we have done we have done that job for free by force in 100 degree Mississippi heat with guns point at us for 100 of years. Yeah, so black people, they're saying that we are really tired with the work in the farm, and right now black people, they are concentrating with the better jobs. So this is saying that racism and migratory is expensive. Exactly. So right now these people, they are learning racism, it is very expensive. These people, they voted the people of the color to be deported back to their country, knowing that they will bring the black Americans to come and help them in the farms, like they wanted to bring like slavery, but black people, they have refused, and black people, they are telling them that no, we are not going to work in your farm. Slavery ended, and we black people right now, we are having better jobs than than coming to your farms and pick the blueberries. So this one is saying that black farmers, if you need open GoFundMe, we got you all. Yeah, so this one saying that I'm for black farmers. I work for black farmers. Exactly. So you can see this is a worker, immigrant worker, and he's telling them that no, I am from a black farmer and I'm working for black farmers. So this now white farmers, they are now realizing that they cannot do without black people, because also America, it was built with the sweat of the black people. The black Americans are the ones who built America. So these people, they need to know from the history, they need to learn from the history. That's why these people, they cannot do without black people. Right now, they are realizing that they cannot do without black people, because black people, they are very strong, and black people, they are really helpful. And that's why right now you can see they are feeling the pain of voting for deportation, and they didn't knew that it will affect them like this. They knew that the people who are going to suffer, it is the immigrant people and the people of the color, and they knew that black people will come and take the jobs that immigrant people, they were doing in America, but black people, they have refused. So this one is saying that, can we please give a shout out to the black farmers who could never depend on the government and didn't count on illegal hiring practices. Emo, these whining farmers should be having charge against them for illegal thing practice. Yeah, so this one saying that the real truth of it, it is our black ancestor died in those agricultural fields, picking cotton and tobacco and harvesting vegetable. And when they died in those fields, the workers just stepped over them and kept it moving until they had a break to bury them in an adequate, sometimes unmarked grave. Yeah, so this one is saying that they rather spend money to hurt people than to help people how wicked exactly. So this now to show you that they are how racism these folks they are. So this one saying that how many years does it take for folks to wake up from darkness and not put idiots in office? Yeah, so this one saying that the farmers can tell the bank their racism can pay the bills. So this one saying that the porters and the vice porters have immigrant wives. Unbelievable. This one is saying that as a Latino farmer, I work on my farm by myself all day, but that's okay because at the end of the day I rest easy that it is all mine. Yeah, so this one saying that I just cry knowing my ancestor didn't have a choice for a break or a choice to say I am hot, I am tired. Yeah, so this one is saying that to the farmers that vote for DJT, old vote for Don Vict, old McDonald lost his farm. Elon with a tariff here and a tariff. There's here at this one is writing. Let me just read another one. This one saying that shout to black farmers that they that are running smoothly thanks to our ancestor and elders. This one saying that I don't understand why do they think black farmers will bail them out. Yeah, so this one this one is telling them that these people they are now waiting black people to black farmers to come and bail them out, but the black farmers also they refuse. And also black people black farmers they knew exactly what it is coming, and that's why the black farmers they prepared early themselves, because the black people they try to warn these white folks, these white farmers not to vote for this administration, but they didn't listen. So this one is saying that yes, you are all right, that all the farmers trusted him, so they vote for him, and now they are paying the price for their ignorance choice. This one saying that black American, West Indian, Caribbean, island and African people make the United States of America stay alive. Exactly, the people who are really making these Western countries to stay alive, it is the African country and the black people. This one saying that 90 millions of Americans vote for this, and Maga members are very proud about this and support all this. Yeah, so this one saying that why aren't they asking their people to help? Exactly, these people right now they're begging black people for help. Why do they not ask their fellow people for help? These people they need to ask their fellow people for help. They need to bring the Maga voters. Oh, those Maga voters, millions of Maga voters who voted for this administration, they need to go and help their white farmers, their Maga farmers in the farms, but not them begging black folks to come and help them in their farms. So kindly guys, also you can share your thoughts on the comment section. I'll be reading it in my next video. Kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.